I don't know what's wrong with developers these days, guys. I really don't. They seem to just be throwing out the same old content over and over again, and I know I mentioned this in a previous video, but it's just true. This week's update is so massively boring and not really an update that it really makes me question what the developers are doing over at Infinity Ward and the publishers at Activision when they throw out content. This week, they did not really add anything new. They just took away Rust from the Shoot the Ship playlist at this point, as it's called, and they also decided to add something that is in relation to the 90s if you did grow up in the 90s, and that is the Tamagotchi watch bundle, available for I believe 1,200 COD points or 1,300 COD points, which I am not paying $13 for a digital watch that is from the 90s that I think is a bit childish and kind of takes away the seriousness of the game. I remember when this game was originally announced, it was going to be serious, it was going to be gritty, it was going to be realistic. It had so much controversy surrounding it, and now we're at a point where there are Tamagotchis. Okay, Infinity Ward, okay, Activision, I think you might be running out of ideas at this point. I feel as though the Modern Warfare developers are not taking things as seriously as they should be. Modern Warfare should be setting the precedent for future Call of Duties and not just be a, cash grab or a carbon copy of other Call of Duties, which people will say Call of Duty has always been like that. It's always been a carbon copy of the other, but I do have to say that this is becoming annoying because Modern Warfare was my favorite game from the series. It has always been my favorite game from the series, or the series itself, the trilogy, has always been my favorite trilogy of the entire series. Modern Warfare used to be one of those games that people would talk about and parents would get pissed off about if their kids would play it. Now it's become a joke. I mean, we have a fucking anime camouflage and a calling card and all that shit. Why do we need that? Explain to me why we need that. Are we trying to be Fortnite? Are we trying to be another game? I just don't get it. I don't understand why they need to have so much cutesy shit within the game. I understand being lighthearted is okay. I mean, they did add the 1v1 playlist, which is, once again, a very immature playlist and kind of stupid at this point. I mean, I don't mind playing a 1v1 against my friends, but this has become, what are we, back in 2007? Is Call of Duty going through a midlife crisis? I really wouldn't blame it. It's been 20 years. But guys, the content this week is just so slow. In addition to the Tamagotchi, they added an attachment to the Uzi. Oh my god. We really need another attachment for a gun. We have over 50 attachments per gun, and you can use both attachments or more attachments on the guns. No matter what your loadout is, you can have an overkill setup where you have two primary weapons and they can have all their attachments on there. Can you say broken? Can you say overpowered? I think I can. The point is, guys, is that Modern Warfare is becoming very dull and very boring, but there is hope. I do have to say that there is hope. The fact is that with each season, they seem to be reflecting on the old Modern Warfare days, which means I think, and this is very highly supported by the fact that literally in every season, they go by specific games. Like in Season 1, it was Modern Warfare maps. In Season 2, they brought back a Modern Warfare 2 map. And I think in Season 3, and call me crazy, they're going to be bringing out some Modern Warfare 3 maps. I'm not sure about Season 4 or if there's even going to be a Season 4, but I do feel like that's going to be a huge thing when it comes out. The lack of creativity in this game is becoming incredibly annoying. And what I mean by creativity is they need to come out with some new maps. They need to bring out some stuff that's from their game that they made this year and not over 7 or 8 years ago. And so, guys, all I'm saying is that plead with the Infinity Ward developers, tweet them, comment on their videos, and say, look, when are you going to bring out some new stuff? I mean, I personally have tweeted these people, I have said to these people numerous times, when are you going to bring out some new maps? And they just haven't yet. So at this point, guys, it's very difficult for me as a person to make Modern Warfare type videos because it's just becoming so boring. So I really hope that next week they decide to add something that really grabs my attention and gravitates me back towards playing this game, because if you noticed, a lot of really high up developers and, just people in general that talk about the game, they're very, very silent about the game, while YouTubers are making content that is really irrelevant and nobody seems to care about. I mean, we got fucking Inkslasher making videos on, just stories of characters, and I'm like, why are you making stories on characters that are being in the past? Are you still living in the past? Because it sure as hell seems like the Modern Warfare developers are still living in the past. What do you guys think of Modern Warfare and the recent update? And what do you think about the game and its future going forward? That's the question to you that I pose. This is Hades Gaming, signing off. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.